Give it up for Jim. Give it up for Jim. All right. This is exciting. You guys excited being out here on a Tuesday? What you guys doing out here on a Tuesday? Excited for, I am totally excited. I'm excited just to say I'm excited, which sounds weird. But I'll explain. That's why I'm here, to explain stuff. When I was in middle school, going through sex ed, the gym teacher, he took all the boys into a classroom. I know that sounds really creepy today. It does. And it was creepy in the 70s too. We just didn't really sweat it. Like, if I came home and I was like, Mom, the teacher, and he was talking penises and sex, my mother would have just been like, well, did you at least get a C? That's all she would have really cared about. It's a different time. Different time. He brings us all into the classroom, you know, and he's just walking through the mechanics of sex. He says, well, when a man gets excited, he gets an erection, and so on and so forth. And he really should have said aroused, but he said excited. And from that day forward, for like 10 years, every time I was out with my parents, and they'd be like, hey, Larry, you excited? I'd be like, no, I'm not excited. I'm not a weirdo. Visiting grandma in the nursing home. Why did my parents even think that? That's disgusting. That's actually just a story from my life. That's true. That's not even a joke. And the people I feel the worst about on all of that are my parents, because for 10 years they just must have been like, what the hell is wrong with Larry? He's never excited about anything. He won't admit it, and he refuses to play with his erector set. I appreciate a room that knows what an erector set is. Thank you so much. I dig that. I'm excited for a bunch of stuff. Like last year, big thing with me, last year I got engaged. I got engaged in an extremely costly divorce. That's what I'm still engaged in. Don't moan, I'm up here telling jokes about it. I don't go to therapy. We're going to have to work it out right here. So it's you guys. And I've been separated for a year. December was a year. I got to be like this dating person, which I was with my wife for so long. I haven't really been like... I haven't been like single dating since I was like my early 30s, but that's where my head's at. It's kind of stunted. That's my dating head. So like, to me, I just feel like I'm like this, charming 30-something guy just chatting up the millennials. But to an actual single 30-year-old, I'm just like one of their dad's friends with no boundaries whatsoever. Which might work out for me if I find the right young woman who has severe father issues and needs a cosigner on a bunch of shit, because at least for the next month or two, I still have $8.50 credit. Ladies, yes. Text me while I have a bank account, yeah. So I'm dating, and it's weird that I've been dating someone who's older than me, which is a little strange, because I'm 52, I'm in my early 50s, and so I've never dated anyone older than me, and now it's even weirder since I'm in my 50s. She's a good handful of years or so older than me, and I have to calibrate my expectations, physically and sexually with this person. I don't even know what that's about, so I did what any self-respecting man did. I went to Pornhub, and I clicked on the mature category. I'm going to see how these gals operate. That's what I want to know. And it turned out it was just naked videos of naked people paying their mortgages on time. That's very mature and responsible, and it was kind of sexy. I really wish one of them would come over and pay my mortgage. Actually, that'd be my big fat mortgage. So that was and then I actually, when I first started to, decided to get divorced, I was seeing a much younger woman. She was a millennial, which was great. We saw her for a couple months, and this was kind of an interesting thing that happened. Was so I'm a Jewish person, and she was Catholic, and early on, we were trying to make some plans, and she's like, well, here, we'll spend Sunday together. I just won't go to church that day. And I'm like, great. And then I thought, holy shit, she bumped Jesus for me? She bumped Jesus for me? I'm like, those are really big sandals to fill. That's all I'm saying. And I'm like, I don't want to be anyone's Lord and Savior. I just wanted to grope around with a pretty blonde girl. That's all I wanted to do. And to be honest, I'm in my 50s, and she's looking for a second coming that will take 3 days. Thank you. I love when people laugh at that joke, but since I am actually single and available, that is just a joke. I'm perfectly capable. Refractory period, day and a half tops, Wow, okay. So So the only other thing exciting that happened to me was recently, like I had a birthday recently in December. My birthday was Christmas Day. I'm the other Jew born on Christmas Day. That's right, and I can swing a hammer like no one's business too. And it's a weird birthday to have, I gotta tell you, as a kid. Not the presents conflict, because I'm Jewish, I don't celebrate Christmas. But it's just like, I know it's 2020, it's a different time. But I grew up I was born in the mid-60s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You could not have a birthday party on Christmas Day. That just wasn't going to happen. First of all, like nobody was around. Everybody was out of town from like mid-December to early January. Nobody was around. And nothing was open back then. Like you could not get anyone to work on Christmas Day back then. In fact, the only children's birthday clown you're getting on Christmas Day in Chicago in 1975 was John Wayne Gacy. He was the only one available. And I can tell you, like, all I'm saying is just like Christmas Day, Chicago, 1975, John Wayne Gacy's about to sit down and eat frozen dinner by himself. My mother calls up, says, I got a room full of young boys. He's coming over. All right, Zanies, thank you very much.